This way. All right, Bonjour. Welcome to episode of Indian Way with Johnny R. Podcast that records live from the southern shores of the mighty Red Lake. And I'm your host, Johnny R. Obviously, might be the only podcast going in the nation. So we'll keep it up. We're going live on Facebook right now. I'm not sure how uh if the what the quality's like. And from what I'm seeing here, it doesn't look very good. So but I will post it on the what is that called? Spotify, iTunes, and all that shit later afterwards. So, but yeah, it's gonna go ahead and with what I got. Today is what, Tuesday, October 15th, 2024. And I gotta be honest, 2024 hasn't been my year. And I don't know if I've let that affect the way I'm doing things, but I feel like it's starting to show because I've got a lot of issues to deal with, a lot of stress, and being a father in the nation is difficult. Parent in the nation is difficult for a lot of us. You know, all my kids are. I worry about all of them. You know, even my older ones, and I feel that I need to step it up a little more because the uh my parenting style is leaves a lot to be desired, and I usually like to sit back and let them figure stuff out on their own, even my older ones. But I feel that I need to be more vocal and present with all my kids now because I've had enough of this shit that goes on around here, and it's really frustrating. Whether it's my kids in school, my kids at club, and my older ones at work, and what they do in their own personal lives, and I just need to be more present. So I will be paying more attention to that. And so if you have issues with my kids, I'm gonna be right there. So I've had it with this fucking place, and it's really frustrating to have to worry about your kids, whether it's in school or, my kids doing other things, my older ones. But yeah, I'm just, I'm just here to let you know, back off. I'm sick of all this shit, and I don't know what more I can do. Be more present, and I will be dealing with all the shit my kids are going through. And I think a lot more parents need to do that. I'm not criticizing anybody's parenting, but I'm just I've had enough. This place, you give it a it just, from all the around here. No, me growing up, I was bullied a lot, bullied into my adulthood, and till just got to a point where, what, fuck this shit, man. I'm gonna deal with it now. So I've been able to do that in my older years now. So there's no other way to deal with shit like this, and I'm really tired of it. And if you know school, club, it gets really frustrating. My kids having issues with other, their peers. And I know I need to take responsibility for the way my kids react too. But I'm just I've had enough. This place is rough. It's rugged. It's insensitive. It's nobody wants to do anything about it, and it's time for us to fucking grow up and get our shit together. And I just don't like how things are. I'm really frustrated with the way things are going on around here, and I don't want to have my kids have to worry about what they're where they're going, what they're doing. So from now on, if somebody has issue with any of my kids, I will be dealing with it. And I've just had enough of this fucking place, and I don't know what, I don't know where it gets to, where we start accepting, you know, bullying, um, whether it's with among our tribal leaders, but people are looking the other way all the time, and it's got to stop. We're only hurting ourselves, each other, by letting this, sweep it under the rug. Let shit slide, and it just we can't do that anymore. And I don't know who's in charge, or who's going to be the one to do something about it. But I will be dealing with you know with what happens with my kids. So yeah, I'm just sick of this, sick of everything. I was me and my wife were having a discussion today, and it's somehow this new normal of disrespectful behavior, whether it's in school or at work or social settings, or even in tribal programs or tribal leaders. um the disrespect has just been, I don't think I remember people being this disrespectful to each other. The bullying, the making exceptions for your friends or your colleagues, or it's just one of those things where somebody needs to be the adult. And if you're bullied, stand up, make sure people know that we've had enough of this. And I'm just so frustrated with everything around here. And yeah, that discussion my wife and I had, we just noticed that it's normal for a lot of people to show that disrespect because maybe it's what they grew up with. Um, maybe it's their the environment a lot of our people had to put up with while growing up. And you see it in I saw it in schools when I was working there. I saw it with a lot of the kids and families that I worked with, where the the males had this attitude towards females. And I saw it with growing up, well, not yeah, growing up here, and also working with a lot of kids and families. I don't know when and where that happened, because when I was growing up, the only thing I was really scared of was disappointing my mother, my grandmother, my aunts, and never to talk back to them, never to act like I was gonna do something if I didn't get my way. And I don't see that anymore. And if you see a lot of those with a little bit power try to start you know bullying, it just sends the wrong message. and it just still, yeah, that dealing with traumas that have been passed down in intergenerational traumas. It's something that I don't know if like the behavioral health issue can be addressed that fast, but I know there's mental health, behavioral health assistance out there, and it's just a matter of reaching out to ask for that help. I know, the pride in some people, they think that they don't need it. I'll just, I'll work it out on my own. That's the stigma where reaching out is considered weak, and we need to get over that. And it's a major step to take for a lot of us. And I myself, I know I need behavioral health. I reached out and they told me, "Oh yeah, well we got something opening in February," and that was in like July. It's like, how the fuck are we gonna? But I'm trying to, because it's at a point where myself I noticed that I've been so stressed out lately, and I don't like how it makes me feel, and I know a lot of people are dealing with this, but the disrespect is just something that will not be tolerated anymore. Shouldn't be tolerated anymore. We're all adults. We need to remember a lot of the younger generation is watching us, and that's the hardest thing for me to realize. How stressed out I've been, and personally, 2024 hasn't been the best for me, and it just seems like things are just piling on. But you got to keep moving forward, and which I'm doing, and it's just, I know, the thing that I thought really pissed me off was the boiling point, but it was just, there are so many other things that are frustrating me at the moment, and I can just blame one thing right now, and but nothing's going to be done about it. And I've talked about this the last few um episodes of this year, where the radio station thing was really frustrating to me, and I think it affected me more than I thought, because again, I was promised this vision, this dream. I was going to be a huge help in getting to that point, but it's been it was a little, well, terrible planning. Um, it was over ambitious, but I know the planning could have been there, and it's just still frustrating to me that we're not able to complete what we want to do, and to be brushed aside, and it still seems like we're not getting anywhere. Um, that's the frustrating part, and there's still, I I'm not fully into the whole business side, but I had like an understanding of where we were supposed to be. And like right now, we should be setting the wheels in motion to be able to get to that point. But I I don't see it. It's not happening. And that's frustrating. And it's it's like, we there are leaders that are supposed to be instrumental in getting us to that point, but man, we've been left hanging for over 5 months now, and I don't think it's going to happen. We're not going to, you know, nobody's proven to me that we're not even close to being where we should be. And I don't know what more I can do, what more I can say. I've pushed things in that direction the way I can. I'm being more vocal about it. I'm sharing on my social media. and it's getting frustrating. I don't know what more I can do, what more I can say. It's just, the leadership is failing us, and I don't know what I can't do. Um, that just some of the things that are bothering me, you know, it's really frustrating, and I need to there are outlets that I could utilize to to help my behavioral health. I've been working this video project the last few weeks, and that's helping me to get like I'm accomplishing something, like something I can control. And my current position, there is, when I first started working there, waking up, heading to work every morning. It was something I'm passionate about, because again, I was promised this big vision, this big dream, and every day I was like, let's fucking do this, man. I'm ready. I Just give me some room. I can hit the ground running. I got my own tools. If you don't want to buy me my own stuff here, I'll use what I have, and just give me the room. And I'm what, April, 18 months later. Is that no? Okay, 18 months later, I'm still not getting anywhere. And it's frustrating. And I hate that it's like this, but it's leadership isn't there, and should I just fucking do this shit by myself or what? I don't know. But yeah, I'm frustrated. I really am. And with what my kids have to go through, with school and just everyday life, I get frustrated for them, and I really need to do. I'm going to be more involved. I just can't. I don't want to be the helicopter parent, the hovering parent, but I gotta. I feel like I need to step in. So if anybody has issues with my kids, I'm now involved. So that's all 12 of them. My 8-year-old, my 29-year-old. I'm involved now. So it's just so frustrating. It's frustrating living here. Frustrating raising a family here. My oldest just turned 29, and there are times where we've thought about just fuck it, let's get out of here. This can't be healthy for this can't be healthy. You know, you think living amongst our own people, our own relatives, our own community, our tribe, you wouldn't think we'd think like this, but our own people are not healthy for us. It's I don't know why. I've grew up here, went to school here, raised a family here, and it's just I want better for my kids, my family, but it seemed like it's a difficult thing to do in Red Lake. It shouldn't be, but it is, and it's really we're not living up to our potential. We are, the immaturity, the racism, misogyny, sexist, homophobic. It's laughed at around here, and it's not really healthy, and it's not a healthy environment. I know there's good things happening around here, but the whole crabs in a bucket type mentality is going to be our downfall. And the disrespect is just it's just really holding us back. We could be a great nation, but we're holding ourselves back. And I don't, I've said this when I ran for chairman. The chairman position should be like a head coach, like a an educator type position, and just trying to motivate as many people as a leader can, and to be the leading figure in a community. Be out, be vocal, be encouraging our people to be better, and keep working at making making this a place where we're all proud to be from. And I don't think anybody's really done that yet. I'm not impressed. I'm really not. The it's frustrating. I'm just frustrated by this, and I don't know how long this is going to keep going, and I don't know if I know there were talks of uh, I was a little bit I was a little paranoid in the last couple of months because I heard the rumors that Chemical Health was in the process of taking the studio, which the way it explained, yes, it's a solid business move. Buildings depreciating every day that is not finished, and those that were in charge of getting us in there and building a solid business did not do their part. I understand that part. That's what gets me. Plans weren't in place. Nothing was done. That's not how you do. You think about all the tribal businesses that have failed around here. Like the custom homes plant, custom doors, uh, water bottling plant, hardware store, fucking car wash. Can't even put a fucking car wash. Can't even keep a car wash going. And it's just we're leaving a trail, a trail of, we're like Donald Trump, a lot of failed businesses here. I think the only ones that really striving is gaming. And I'm not sure, I haven't heard anything on our weed business or native care. I don't know if they're still taking bags of whatever and shipping them to Shakopee. There's still nobody ever really got a solid answer on that. Is there going to be, is the investigation over? Is it just a point where, people fuck up and we're just going to, well, it won't happen again. And it's going to happen again. There's no consequences or repercussions for fucking up. And it's just, like people getting away with overspending or embezzling or corruption. There has to be consequences for those too. Whether it's going to cost us more grants further down the line, that's just going to keep people wanting to keep stealing because nothing's going to happen to them. It's just frustrating. I'm frustrated with everything, and I should just it's really at a point where that I'm kind of concerned for where we're headed. And there's been talks of offering my wife a chunk for her spacious lakeside land. And at that point, that was right around the same time where Chemical Health was in the process of taking over on the station. And then they asked about my wife's property by the lake for chemical health. I was like, the fuck is chemical health coming after me? They're gonna come after my job. Now they're gonna come after my lady friend's uh, uh, home site. Like, what is going on here? And and it's it just had me thinking, am I on um paranoid? I got conspiracy theories. I so many conspiracy theories about what goes on around here. I almost exposed one live on the air that one time. Then my sister told me, "You're still live on Facebook." Like, oh, but yeah, there needs to be consequences for overspending, knowingly overspending. If it's embezzlement, if there's nothing done when all these audits are finished, completed, I'll have lost faith in this system. And I just I don't know what more can be done. I, who's gonna step up? Who's gonna be the bring on these uncomfortable conversations that have to be had? And I think a solid start would be to just you know do away with the executive sessions at the tribal council meeting. I know there's people saying, well, we can't have people knowing stuff about like financials, and well, if that shit's getting stolen, somebody's got to know something. We got to share that information, and it seems like a lot of us are so not as educated, myself included, that it would be hard to understand those processes. But I don't know. Maybe I just demand too much from the niche, and it's just frustrating. And but yeah, I that's where I am. I don't know if anybody else. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Uh, but yeah. So demand more from your tribal council. Demand answers, transparency, and let's do away with the executive sessions, and let us know what happened in the executive sessions the last few years. So that's what I that's what I say. If there's nothing, fine. We know there's nothing. But just the thought that there could be, and it looks like people are getting away with it. That's what it looks like to me. If I'm wrong, like PM Don said, if I'm wrong, then show me I'm wrong. What then? We learned last week that tribal council, I think district representatives earn 3,000 per regular council meeting, and 700 for special meetings, and 500 for gaming board meetings. That was according to the live I was watching last week. And so that was, I didn't know that. I didn't know is that a lot? Is that 3,500 a month? Do they get mileage and stuff and per diems when they have to travel, or how does that? I don't even know if we're supposed to know that stuff, but it was shared last week. So I'm assuming we can know that stuff because it was shared from a tribal council member. So, but yeah, I just want to demand. I'm demanding more. I maybe I'm the only one. Maybe I probably will be the only one. And if I don't show up to work tomorrow, I was probably you know sick with my kids, because just kidding. So that's not what I do. I do have. I think I had 3 sick kids now. Ever since the school year started. I think they've all been sick at least once now, but we're still sending them. It builds the immune system. That's biology. It's science. So That's what we're doing. And yeah, there are lots of questions about tribal programs and their spending, and I would like to know more. You know, tribal council works for us, so that information should be available to the citizens of the Red Lake Nation. So maybe go ask for it. Maybe what is tomorrow? Tuesday, Wednesday. Am I doing anything Wednesday? Maybe I'll go on my break and go be nosy, see what's going on for the people. But yeah, I'm at a point where I'm so frustrated with everything, and maybe it shows, and but I'm actually at a job where I can't have a bad day because if I'll be honest, there are days where I wasn't feeling it, the frustration of this year, and I just said, what, fuck it, I can't go in. This is not, I cannot be who the radio listeners need. And I gets frustrating where sometimes I've been bringing up a lot of not sensitive topics, but seem like people are getting mad at the things that I bring up sometimes. But yeah, I told them, I don't know how many of you are into professional wrestling, but I grew up on professional wrestling. I still watch it to this day in my 40s. And there's this thing where the big money makers in wrestling have to prove themselves, and they have to prove that they can draw an audience. They can draw what they call heat, where people are paying attention to them, and um, uh, interested in the storylines and stuff, and what they're going to do, what they're going to say. And I myself, I love professional wrestling, and I think that's what I'm trying to do with the radio station. I'm trying to draw as much heat to bring attention to WRLN. And I don't know if I've done that, but that's about what I've been trying to do. Whether it's bringing up topics that aren't sensitive topics sometimes, and asking tough questions, and just bringing yeah, they got to sell. Exactly. I got to sell WRLN. So I got to doing what I can, what I've learned over the last 18 years in the media business, you know, offering what I have, and that's trying to bring interest to WRLN. And I made that my focus the last year or so, and cut back in comedy just to do that. And so yeah, whatever I'm saying, whatever topics I brought up, it's to bring interest to WRLN. And if you're gonna get mad at that, it's just too bad. We need more advertisers. We need more people listening to WRLN, and I got to do what I have to do to make that happen. So if you feel like I'm coming at you unfairly, that just knock your shit off. It wouldn't get my attention. So, but yeah, I'm just here trying to do a job, and again, it I get to that point where it's frustrating, where everything that was promised to me, it was not there. It was never going to be there. And I feel stupid for allowing myself to think that's where we were headed, and just part of learning, and not trusting leadership, or those in charge. And but I just gotta keep on keeping on. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't. I know I had an idea to move the station into Jerry Loud's big ass empty office. And if that doesn't happen, and I'm back to where I think I need to do something else. because I'm not going to sit up in that where we are right now any longer. It's a death trap. It's dangerous, and yeah, if it doesn't happen, I will have to consider finding something else because that's not suitable. Taking a fucking stand. That's what I'm gonna do. So who's hiring? Just kidding. Well, I think once we get that figured out, I will have a lot of thinking to do. So, but in the meantime, this whole podcasting, it's nice. I like to do it. I like to share my thoughts, and not a lot of people are fond of them, but they weren't too fond of my comedy either, and I had fun doing that. So maybe I'll just keep doing it. But I think I'm going to start needing sponsors for this. I'm going to start probably reaching out within the next week or two to get a better idea of how to go for that. And I think I'm going to make this podcast full time thing, 3-4 days a week. I'll be the Joe Rogan of Indian country. So yeah, if my idea to shift the station to that big empty office doesn't pan out, I'm going to consider my options. So yeah, but man, I wasn't going to come on tonight because it's getting late. I need my bedtime cereal. So, but I don't know how clear the live is here. It looks pretty shitty. Another thing, man, I've been doing this with just my own equipment, and it's sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I will be going live here, or not live, but I will upload it as soon as I'm done here to my Spotify and iTunes and all that shit. So ask Native Care to sponsor. All right, I'll do that. I will do that. Oh, there are other comments being all selfish here. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we have so much talent around here, and it's really, I don't know. I encourage you to start your own podcast. It's I think you can just use your phone too. 'Cause that's how I started out. I had an app on my phone and went from there and built this little what I'm doing here. So yeah, find an outlet for your creativity. We can't let that escape just because of our 8 to 4 jobs or 9 to 5 banker hour people. But I think that's all I got. I probably said too much again. But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Miigwech.